Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what?
Episode of the Say What podcast. I am your girl, Shakima, at the CEO Shakima on Instagram. Make sure if you don't follow me, follow me. Make sure you're following the Say What podcast on Instagram as well. Shakima D Ford on Facebook. Shakima D Ford on YouTube. So, before we do anything, let's pay homage to the branding company for being the engine behind this vehicle and making it run, and to Whitfield for such a fitting song of my personality and of this podcast, and to you, chameleons, for rocking with me from day one. Even if you're just listening to my voice for the very first time, thank you. You are now a chameleon, so make sure you wear it well. All right, let me clear my throat. Just teasing. But anyway, we are going to have some fun today. We are going to talk about unpopular opinions. And I posted questions in my story, and I got some really good feedback. So we're going to tackle those today. And also, I have a few of my own. I'm not going to say which is which. I'm just going to give my input on these unpopular opinions.
Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know?
So our first one is, your family should get a pass. Woo, your family should get a pass. No, your family should not get a pass. And let me just expound on that. So, because I had to get clarification too. They were saying that like you should have a higher tolerance for your family. You should have more patience for your family. You can allow your family to be toxic, to hurt you, be disrespectful, so on and so on, because they're a family member. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nobody should get a pass to be toxic when it comes to you and your peace. Nobody should get a pass when it comes to continuously hurting you and doing things that trigger things that you might have healed from, or things you may have forgiven them from, but you may not have forgotten. To just be able to do you any kind of way, to be able to just borrow money from you and not pay you back. Like, no, we have to stop saying that. And I feel like we are just passing down generational bad information when it comes to things like that, because I don't care if you're my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother, my uncle, my aunt, my cousin, grandmother, whatever. Nobody gets a pass, because for one, I worked too hard to get to where I am in life when it comes to being peaceful and not being, triggered, and not being the healed trauma be like inflamed all over again. So you have to remove yourself from certain situations and certain people if they're going to set you back. Like, who wants to continuously be hurt and feel that way? Like, I know what it feels like to be like in emotional pain. It doesn't make you feel good. It doesn't make the room feel good. It doesn't make the space that you're in life. It just doesn't make it feel good. So if it's somebody in your family that does that, then you have to remove yourself from them, and you have to remove yourself from that situation. Now, it's okay. They're never going to not be your family, but you don't have to put yourself in that space to remind you or anyone that you have healed. Because no, healing is something that's ongoing. You just don't get healed, overnight or over the course of therapy. No, it's going to be an ongoing process, and you have to keep practicing those techniques to keep reigniting that healing. So no, nobody gets a pass. Aunt Bertha don't get a pass to curse everybody out every Thanksgiving. It was like, oh, that's just Aunt Bertha acting like, no. Uncle Leroy don't get to do that either. Like nobody gets to do that. So if you have a family member that is doing that and constantly hurting you and making you feel some type of way, then no, you don't have to keep giving them a pass because they are your family member. Because every time you give people a pass to hurt you or to inflame that trauma once again, then guess what? You're just giving them a pass to keep doing it again. And the more they do it, the less they respect you. So no, family members don't get a pass. Friends don't get passes either. So no. All right, so we're going to move to the next one. College is a scam. And I hear this so very often. Like, so very often. Now, I'm going to say, as a college graduate, I also furthered my education. So I have a master's degree. I have certifications. I'm not going to say that college is a scam. And like I said, I'm not saying that because I'm a college graduate. I will say, though, that the way that some things are done is scammy. Because there are some careers that require a college degree. Because you got to think about it. You got doctors, you got lawyers, you got lawyers and attorneys are the same thing. Different types of doctors, physicians, however you want to word it. You have engineers like myself, psychiatrists, and I can go on and on and on. Those type of careers, they require college degrees. So I'm not going to say that part is a scam. Now, college does have some scam tendencies because you are not guaranteed a job when you graduate college after you've spent tons and tons of thousands of dollars. And if you get a job, when you get a job, you may not even make enough to cover your student loan. So I'm going to talk about that too in here, about what I feel like you should do when you graduate college. But no, I don't feel like college is a scam. And don't let people tell you that and to deter you from going to college. Now, is it very expensive? Absolutely, it's very expensive. But being an entrepreneur is also expensive. So if you desire to go into the field, go into a career that requires a college education, this is what you need to do. Okay? Don't let nobody deter you from going to college. Don't let anyone make you feel like because you've gone to college that that's a bad thing or below you, because this is what you need to do when you go to college. And I wish I would have had somebody to put me on game like this. Don't be in a hurry to adult and graduate college and go out here and live on your own, right? After you graduate college, stay with your parents for 2 years. Stay with your parents for 2 years. If you can do 3 and you can tolerate them for 3 years, stay with them for 3 years, because what I want you to do, right? You are going to get a job, right? You get a job in your field, and even if you don't, the same thing applies, right? I want you to spend your money on paying down or off those student loans. Dedicate solely to that for the first year, right? If you didn't accomplish that in the first year, finish it in the second year. Do not go out and live on your own until you've paid your student loan percentage down at least minimum 85%. Minimum 85% is going to take a lot of discipline. It's going to take a lot of sacrifice, right? It's going to take not being on social media, because people are out here living their best life, which we're going to talk about that too. And you're going to want to indulge in that too. But I want you to think about not today, but for your future. Don't go out here, graduate from college already behind the 8 ball because you got tons of student loans. Then you go out here and buy a house, you buy a car, right? You're buying clothes for work. You're just accruing more debt, right? Getting all these credit cards and different things like that. Don't do that. You do not have to be in a hurry to go out here and live on your own, because that's what the world tells you to do. If you have a good place and you're in a good relationship with your parents, stay with your parents 2 to 3 years. Like I said, if you can do three, do three. But if you can't do three, do two. But I don't move out until you've paid down those student loans, at least, like I said, minimum 85%. But no, I don't feel like college is a scam. It has some scammy tendencies, but no, it's not a scam, right? You can't be a doctor without a college degree. You can't be an engineer. You can't be an attorney, right? You just can't. So if that's the route you choose to go, then I want you to go there, and I want you to do your very best. But I want you to come out with a plan and use that plan. All right. All right. So the next one, this is another good one too. Entrepreneurs don't work for anyone. And I'm going to talk about this. This is a really good one because I am also an entrepreneur, right? And when we say entrepreneurs don't work for anyone, that's not true. That's not the full truth, because entrepreneurs do work for someone. You know who entrepreneurs work for? They work for their customers. They absolutely do. As an entrepreneur, if I'm not working for my customers, I'm not an entrepreneur. And that's just bottom line. If you don't have customers, then you're not in business. So don't think because you see people, you know, waking up when they want to and just living life on their own terms. When you get to that point, then you're at that point. But that takes a lot of time, takes a lot of dedication, resilience. Like it takes time to get there, but you still work for your customer because you need your customers. So you may not have a boss per se, but you do work for someone, and that someone is your customers. So don't be fooled, because I've been down that road before as an independent contractor for a company, thinking I was going to have time freedom and I don't have to work for anybody. I work for myself. Oh, okay. Let me know how that work out for you, because if you ain't working, you ain't getting paid. So don't go out here and be crazy and think you just gonna be out here just on the beach somewhere 10 o'clock in the morning. No. And that time freedom is a facade. Trust me. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. All right. Moving right along. Money can't buy happiness. Ooh, I'm so tired of hearing this. If money don't buy happiness or can't buy happiness, then give me your money, because I am very happy when I have money. Like, seriously, like even though I'm just happy anyway, but I'm very happy when I have money. It just makes me feel different. Like, I just feel good. Like, it's a sense of security. Like, you can buy something if you want something, it allows you to take care of your family. Like, nobody wants to not be able to take care of your family. So knowing that I have money and I can take care of my family and provide, yeah, it does make me feel good, and it does make me feel happy. So if that's the case, yep, I'm bought. My happiness can be bought, not my internal happiness, but the contributions of happiness. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So don't be crazy. Okay. All right, so another one. The most enjoyable moments aren't captured on social media. This was a really good one, and I say this all the time because I have I've had some good times, some really, really good times, and I look forward to, even better times. And all I have from those times are memories. Like, I'm going to give you an example. Over the past weekend was my college homecoming. Shout out to South Carolina State University, HBCU in the hells. If you have not experienced an HBCU homecoming, a South Carolina State University homecoming, you are missing out in life. Like, you are missing out in life. And you have to wait a whole nother year to experience it, because it's only every year. But anyway, I don't really have pictures from the weekend because I was in the moment. I was sharing it with people that I loved. that I enjoy, that I don't, get to see often. Like, we had a good time. Like Friday night, Saturday night. Like, I got a couple pictures of my outfits, but just like glimpses, not like videos or like nothing like that, because I was like so excited, adrenaline pumping, like, let's do this. We here. So yeah, I agree with that. That's a very unpopular opinion, because people think that the times that people are having, or the times of their lives, are the ones that's being captured on social media. No, it's the moments in their lives that you don't see, is when they're enjoying it the most, because the last thing they're thinking about is, oh, let me get out my phone and post it in my story. No, you're in the moment. All right. And don't feel bad because you don't get to capture it. Like, it's captured in your memory, and it's going to live with you as long as you live. All right. All right, another one. Social media is a facade. Oh my goodness, why y'all going so hard on social media? Um, Social media is a facade if you allow it to become that in your life. Okay, let me say it like this, and I stand 10 toes down on this. Only believe 10% of what you see on social media. Why do I say that? Because I know a lot of people, right? I'm in a lot of different networks, and I know the truth about people. And then when they come on social media, they're like a totally different person, because they don't share the the sweat, the blood, sweat, and tears with you. Like, they don't share chapter 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. They want to share chapter 25. They want to share the results. So yeah, that is a facade, because it makes people think and feel like they're going to wake up one morning and they're just going to be this success story. They're going to have all the money they want. They're going to have the relationship that they want. Their children are going to be this and they're no. You don't wake up one morning and that just happens. That could take years. It could take 2 decades, 1 decade. Like, you just don't know. So I feel like when it comes to things like that, like, yeah, it is a facade. You're not giving people the realistic job preview. Like, share like what it takes for you to get up every morning and come give us motivation in the morning. Like, try to speak life into people. Like, people can be lifeless and they still get on here in the morning and speak life into people. Like, share those things. And I'm saying that based on experience, because I don't always feel like, being motivational. Hell, sometimes I need the motivation. So I have to be poured in too. And we're gonna talk about a lot of stuff, not today, but just on this journey. But you gotta be poured into too. So you gotta make sure you're reading the right things, being around the right people, watching the right things, listening to the right things. But yeah, I would agree with that it is a facade, because it doesn't show the real. It really doesn't. People get on here and they say, they talk about empowerment, like for women. Because I've experienced this too. Like, oh, I'm all about women empowerment. And then you see that person, they don't even speak. But you empowering women. You getting on here every morning. Yeah, because you probably getting paid to do that. Anyway, that's another story. But yeah, it is a facade. It's a fairy tale. Don't get caught up into that. You be who you are, be genuinely you, and be real. Like, be transparent with people. I'm telling you, it will take you so much further, because people can only wear that facade but for so long. Like, that's just a representation of them. It's gonna run out. And you see that. You see people going to jail. You see people getting prosecuted for scamming people. And yeah, because they can't keep up that facade for so long, because they have to be somebody that they're not. When you're genuinely you and you're being transparent about who you are, let that be somebody's decision and their choice if they want to still rock with you. Bottom line. All right, another one. The most successful relationships aren't on display. I mean, I would say that goes both ways, because You can be in an unsuccessful relationship. It is not on display either. But I would say, that's true. It has some, well, I'll say it has some truth in it, because you're enjoying your relationship, you're enjoying your person, and you don't have time to show the world because you're enjoying it. So that goes back to the most memorable moments aren't captured on social media. So yeah, and also keep in mind that people get paid to be in that relationship. Like, that relationship has to work because that relationship is a business. And you have people, you have families eating off that business. So of course, they're going to come to work every day and do what they need to do. Use your gut. All right. All right, this is a good one. You don't have to care what anyone thinks about you. Yeah, that's true. You don't have to care, but you do have to care. You do. You absolutely do have to care, especially when it comes to how you take care of your family. Now, you don't have to care when it comes to, what your, like what your friends think about you, what your family think about you. But when it comes to monetarily, yes, you do have to care what people think about you when you work on somebody's job. Because if your manager don't like you, or I'm not going to say your manager don't like you, because that has nothing to do. Your manager cannot like you, and you cannot like your manager, just as long as you respect me and you respect your manager, and it's mutual. So no, but you should care though if your manager likes you, but that shouldn't have anything to do with their judgment and your performance. So let me just rectify that right now. But if there's something that your manager would like for you to work on, or, whoever is employing you, then yeah, you're going to have to care because they're employing you. So don't have people out here thinking they could just do whatever they want, fly a ruckus, and I don't care what nobody say. No, you do have to care what somebody say. And you also got to care about what your kids say, because you're raising products of you. So no, you do have to care what somebody say. That's a statement that has very fine print that comes with it. So just be very mindful of that. Okay. Okay. And this is the last one, because I'm telling you, we could be on here all night. We'll revisit this again. People don't post for attention. Okay. No, people absolutely do post for attention. Let me tell you how important attention is, right? Babies cry for it. People die for it. It's a big deal. Now, don't let the attention overcome you and, just take over your way of thinking. And you think just because you're getting attention that person is interested in you. That may not be the case. It may just be interested in what you can do for them or what they're trying to get from you. So just be mindful of that. But no, people absolutely post for attention. If I post an outfit, I loved my outfit. Now, I may not care who likes it or not, but it does, you get a couple likes, a few likes. Yeah, it does make you feel good. Like, oh, I must have been cute. It's like confirmation, right? And that's okay. Just don't live for the likes, and don't get caught up in the getting of attention, because just because nobody may like it, or as many people didn't like it as you thought, doesn't mean that you still didn't look nice or you still didn't do a good job. Because some people do be haters now. They'll watch you and won't like a thing, but it's okay. It's fine. Do what you do for you. Just don't let it do you. Okay. All right. So like I said, we got a ton, but I can be on here forever. I just wanted to touch on some, and we'll revisit. Sorry, y'all. We will revisit this topic again. Thank you, chameleons, for another episode of the Say What podcast. As always, I hope you get something from this, and make sure you share, like, and comment at the Say What podcast, and also the CEO Shakima on Instagram.
Did you see? Did you hear? Did you know?